and welcome to Three Coaches, One Topic. Well, we've got three coaches and I think I'm the topic today, but there we go. We've got four coaches. Welcome to our live. We haven't done a live for a while. And today I'm joined by Wendy, Maxine and Paul, and we are going to be talking about CSC International Community that goes live next month. So as always, let's start off with throwing you over to the team coaches here, and they will tell you a little bit about themselves and where they're calling in from. Wendy, I'm going to throw it over to you first.
So excited. Okay, I'm Wendy Shaw. I'm an M-brainer, a trainer and a coach. I've been involved with CSC Dubai group since, I think it's a good, it's at least 12 months or more. So I'm very familiar with what Donna's been doing locally, and I'm super excited to be discovering a lot more of what she's taking international. So yes, I'm based in Dubai. I've been in the coaching space since 2007. I love training. I love coaching. I'm super nosy and I love to learn. I think that's enough about me.
That's you to the T. And you have been a great support. You've been pretty much with me since day dot. And there has been a lot of growth. A lot of challenges, a lot of celebrations with setting up coaches, supporting coaches Dubai. So I really appreciate that. Thank you, Wendy, as always. Let's go over to you, Maxine. Maxine, welcome again. And tell us a little bit about yourself and where you're dialing in from.
Sure. My name's Maxine Tolbert, and I'm dialing in from sunny Florida, USA, which is where I'm based. And I'm a mindset and success life coach. I call myself best life advocate because that's basically what I'm doing. I'm also an NLP practitioner, which I absolutely love incorporating into my coaching. So I do the integrative style. I am really excited to be here because I'm loving the coach collaboration space, and it's much needed. I've known Donna for how many years? This is a while. We have grown together and done, gone different paths and done wonderful things together. And I'm so excited to be here with this group. And it's a pleasure to be on this forum today and introduce the goodness of Donna and what she's brought to the international community.
Thank you, Maxine. No, I really do appreciate you. And what I love about everybody that, especially the team coaches in CSC International Community, is that we had a life before coaching, and all those transferable skills have just made us a better coach and better able to support people within, our community. So I really appreciate you being here. Paul, you know how much I love and adore you as well. So I'm going to throw it over to you. Please tell everybody a bit about yourself.
Thank you so much, Donna. And I just want to say a huge congratulations on CSC International, working behind the scenes to get us where we are today. So thank you so much. Really, really appreciate it. Wendy, Maxine, wonderful. Really looking forward to what we're going to be discussing in today's session. My name is Paul Smith. I'm the Managing Director for Coaching Minds. I think, Donna, we've been working together for almost a year now with CSC and Coaching Minds. It's come up to a bit of a year anniversary for us as well. And we kind of knew each other before that, but not really connected at a level where we spoke a lot. But so we offer at Coaching Minds, we offer accredited coach training programs. I'm down in from the UK, and I enjoy reading, and I enjoy talking to wonderful people like yourselves.
And some of the conversations we've had as well, we've laughed, got a little bit frustrated at times, I'm going to say. But I just love what you do. I'm behind you 100% as well, Paul, with Coaching Minds and what you offer to those that are wanting to become life coaches, to do it professionally and ethically. I think that, those are going to be put on my headstone when I die. because I do feel quite passionate about it. So thank you so much for being here. Okay, just briefly, I'm Donna Burfield, and I'm the founder of Joy and Purpose Coaching. I used to run the coaches supporting coaches in Dubai. It is now moving forward to CSC International Community. And CSC International Community, it has grown from all my learnings of running coaches supporting coaches here in the UAE. And it's made me realize the importance of having a community for coaches, for us mentally, personally, and professionally. And it's all about offering that safe space for us where we can show up authentically, but have that integrity. We're not going to be sold at. We're not going to have all the marketing and jumping on people's emails lists shoved down our throats, which is something that really does repel me. And it is, how can we collaborate? How can we participate? How can we learn? And where can we feel safe? So let's just quickly, I just want to show Adele is here saying hello. Thank you, Adele. Adele is also one of the team coaches of CSC International Community. Unfortunately, I know she's been having a lot of internet problems back in South Africa. So all is forgiven, but we do miss you, Adele. Thank you. And another one from Brenda Lees, who is a member of Coaching Minds as well. Thank you, Brenda Lees. It's great to hear from you too. Okay, so before we kick off, because I know there have been some questions coming in with regards to what is CSC International Community and why is it being set up. But you three have had a look on the platform, you've had a look at all the resources and all the things that are planned, as well as what we would like to initiate in the future. So again, please, anybody can speak up. Just tell us a little bit of your feelings of when I opened the doors to you and said, there you go, have a look around the platform.
I'm happy to talk first because I was just blown away. I mean, I'm going to say, I've told everybody that. I was looking at, oh my God, there's this, there's a talk on this, there's a paper on this. That repository, that library that you've put together, Donna, is just testament of how much work and effort you have put into the craft of coaching, but also into who you are and willingness to share and bring people along with you. So I was like blown away, just absolutely blown away. And if that's without even the collaborative space, that's just the staple that's sitting there for people to learn and grow from and get inquisitive and get more curious from, because it introduces stuff there that I'm sure some stuff I hadn't considered before. So I know people coming to that platform are going to be looking and going, oh, the world of coaching is ginormous. I didn't know.
It is huge.
It's huge. So who are you as a coach? Who do you want to be? Who are you now? What's your path to growth? Because it is a continual journey, isn't it? And I think this space provides all the bits that fit into that. And it's an ever-moving evolution. And I think that's what attracted me to be on the team, part of it. But that was the original wow factor for me. So I'll shut up now. Let other people.
Yeah, I can totally agree with Maxine. It's just so many resources. I mean, I got scroll ache. If that's the word. No, there's so much there. Donna, where were you 15 years ago when I was sort of stepping into the coaching space? And I had so many questions, and I didn't think of half of I didn't consider a fraction of what is covered and available in either an article, one of the topics we've spoken about, and 3 coaches, 1 topic. There is so much. I want to say meat. I get a bit bored with the word content, but yeah, this is the meatiest sandwich website I've ever come across. So yeah, I'm super excited about all the events and stuff as well, because that's what I'm familiar with coaches supporting coaches in Dubai. Those discuss and grow sessions, the growth sessions, the workshop opportunities as well. I mean, there's just so much. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, great. Thank you, Wendy, because you have, and I really respect that from you, because you have been a coach and trainer for a long time. So you do supply a lot of content. So this is where I step out of my comfort zone, and I lay it down on the table and I say, right, I want your honest feedback, and, what's the content like, the depth, can I add anything, grow, take away? Is it too overpowering? But it's one of those things, again, CSC International Community is for a year. It's a year's package. So you've got time to dip into these and attend all those workshops or classes for us to discuss. So thank you so much for that. Paul.
Yeah. No, I would just like to echo what the ladies have said. It's absolutely exciting. It's absolutely wonderful. I was impressed with the depth and the amount of resources there are. There's a lot of stuff I haven't heard of. We've got a coach library, coaching minds, and over half the stuff you've got in there doesn't even filter into it. So it was really wonderful to see new things that I'd not heard of, not seen of, to explore. And I also just want to add, whilst there is a lot of things, it's not so overwhelming. It's easy to find the way you've structured it, the way you've kind of
frozen.
Am I the only one that's lost Paul?
No, I think he has hung there for a bit. Maybe we can finish his sentence for him, but you've grouped it together remarkably well. And I think that was one of the joys of scrolling, Wendy, right?
Yeah. Even a lot of the articles, then they're not too wordy. They're factual, they're to the point, they're very structured and very applicable. There's lots of what's the benefits and then the why, and actions to take, or considerations as well. It's not kind of reading a whole chapter and looking for the meat. That's why I'm saying it's meaty. Yeah
I love that. I'm going to use it. Sorry.
Donna and meaty, I don't quite know how to take that. I shall reflect upon that later privately. Sorry, Paul, we lost you halfway through.
No, I could still hear you guys, so thank you for picking that up.
Okay, great. No, and that's the other thing, when you're passionate about something and you're trying to put out a program or, a community, you're trying to get your thoughts down, but what makes sense to you may not necessarily make sense to everybody else, especially if you've got an ADHD brain as well. I mean, you really need to tap into different people and say, is this making sense? Is this clear? And to the point, and are people going to walk away with value? For me, the big thing is value. And I think you guys know pretty much how I feel, that those that turn around and say they don't get value from certain communities that do deliver a lot and offer a lot, is because they're not participating.
Yes.
So, this is where sometimes we need to draw that line. Okay, so now I know some of you have got some questions. Would you like to dip into some questions now, or would you like me to explain briefly what is on the website and what is actually in the program?
I know Maxine's got some questions.
I'm full of them. I always feel like you've got a whole bank. But I do want to just say, because this just came to mind. All right, so I hope it's okay to share it right now. But I'm just going to relate it to my own coaching journey and learning to become a coach and continuing to add to my skill sets and knowledge and base of who I am and who I wish to be as a coach. That I have learned the most when I have actively participated, shown up, got my hands dirty, and practiced. Right? It's about getting involved and trying new things and understand, just getting your hands dirty. Learning to be a coach from a book doesn't work. You have to put it into practice. So I feel very much that the space that you've built, Donna, allows us, whatever avenue we've taken to be certified and, bring in, being certified coaches, right? Able to practice coaching depending on where you are in the world. You need more. It's not just one certificate done. So, and who are you as a person? Who are you as a coach? And who do you want to serve? And in the growth of you as a coach, you will find the people you want to coach. So you got to get involved, and it's not checking the box. So I just want to show that out there, because that collaborative space that you've built is rare. It doesn't really exist to the level that I'm seeing you put together. So I just want to throw that out there before we start new questions.
Thank you. No, but what I found is a lot of times when we start off doing our coaching at the beginning, we are unpacking a lot of personal stuff. Mm-hmm. The things that we are learning, we are looking through the lens of us as individuals and our past and our emotions and so forth. So as you become more proficient at your craft, there's new questions, new dilemmas, new challenges, new wins. That's why this space is all about collaboration and brainstorming. So you may have somebody who has been a coach for 5, 6, 10 years, is accredited, has got an armful of certification, but they're still going to come across something that they've never come across, or be somewhere in their lives personally which has an effect on their perception. And it's good to talk without sounding like British Telecom.
That's funny. That's good connection.
Yeah,
I think the other thing to add there, Donna, as well is, the industry changes. If you coached and you certified 10, 15 years ago, it's a different world now. Things are different. The way the industry, the profession's gone is very different. And it's important to keep up to date with the latest news, the latest technology, everything that's going on. It's really important to keep up to date with your profession. Yeah. And you offer that at CSC.
Yeah, and it's not only about your profession and the coaching world, but your clients may change. You may have started off with young mothers, and 10 years down the line, you don't want young mothers, or you are coaching young mothers, but they're not the same young mothers that you knew when you were coaching. So, we have to adapt and learn, and, things in society change as well. So this space is very much about collaboration and brainstorming and pulling in that collective intelligence and knowledge from those that are in the community. It's also very much about mental well-being. I feel very, very strongly about this. I think coaches have quite a heavy weight on their shoulders, especially those that are starting out. And they could have been a CEO who are now transitioning into being a coach. We're not talking about youngsters here. We're talking about, mature adults who are transitioning into coaching. And then it's bringing up, as I mentioned before, a lot of personal issues. And where can you go that's safe? And, I am quite strict within any community with regards to spamming people. If somebody asks a question, you're there to support, not to spoon feed and also not to offer your program. You know, it has to be where we can be vulnerable. Somebody can pull you to the side. We can go into a breakout room, and that's where you can get support from many of us that are on the, you know, the team coaches of CSC International. There's always going to be that there. And some of the other things that we do like to cover is competencies and skills. So we have things like growth sessions. Now, growth sessions is where we do our peer coaching, and they're approximately 90 minutes long. We usually do it for 30 minutes. You get a partner, and you take turns coaching each other for 30 minutes on. Now, if you are looking to build hours for your certification or accreditation, then again, this is something that we can accommodate. Again, what I did here in the UAE is we offered those that you got paired up with, they would be your growth partner for the duration until the next growth session. However, there are lines and boundaries in place, and as the coach, as an independent person, you have to make sure those boundaries are clear. Those growth partners, you touch base. How's it going? You said you would do this. How can I support? How can I, support? If that person then starts calling you and saying, I want an hour session, I want this, you are in your right to say no, and you are also in your right, if you've got a license and you're legally able to, ask them to start paying you for those sessions. So, we have to understand this is a community where people are coming together, but we don't want people to start taking advantage of that goodwill. Along with the growth sessions, it's great to practice feedback. Now, it's funny we've got Wendy and Paul here because we did a 3 coaches, 1 topic all about feedback, feed forward. And that was great. And we need to get into that habit of giving that constructive feedback where we can learn and grow. So all the growth sessions have a kind of like a tick sheet that you can ask the other person and give them that feedback on areas that they need to grow and what they're doing well. Again, with the growth sessions, but more so for the discuss and grow, we like to build and work around ethical and legal ways of coaching. Again, with the discuss and grow, this is where you can come with those questions. This happened, what do I do? Not 100% sure. Who are you certified with a particular body or accredited with a particular body? Let's have a look at what they say. Okay, so who can you reach out to? So this is where we can help and support you as well. And also the big thing for me has always been, and Maxine, you did a post about this on LinkedIn, is about that marketing and the affordability. Now, I've made this very affordable, and it is a limited offer. It will change, it will go up, but it's not going to go into your thousands of dollars, is because we want to offer a community where you can come and have these discussions, where we can collaborate. Coaching world is looking for, not just one person delivering 5-day events anymore, 3-day events. They're looking for that collaboration. Yeah. And this is where you can have those referrals and feel safe in collaborating with the other coaches. And with that money that you save is so you can get a business license, so you can get indemnity insurance, so you can, get operation systems, automation set up, get that help with your website, all those things. So if you're going to spend money, do it properly. And that's, the premise of this. So look, if anybody's got any questions, please ask. And we've just got Michael. Hi, Michael. Michael's another regular on Three Coat. Well, Pull Up a Sandbag, where we focus on men's mental health. Thank you, Michael. Does anybody have any questions, or is there anything that you would like to share at this point?
So I'm gonna put on my hat of a new person coming on the site, right? Coming into the community. Can you walk me through? So I have an issue. All right, I'm going to use a real one, and I've done posts like this.
What?
Marketing as coaches, ourselves as coaches. There's so much advice out there that we consume as coaches about how to do it, how you should do it, and blah 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 blah. And some of it's not comfortable for me. So I've done a few posts around that because I felt it was necessary just to get it out there, because it's also a kind of like, leave me alone, people, and stop trying to sell me shit that I don't want. Sorry. Stuff.
No, this is common.
Right, all of that. So if I was new onto this platform and coming and saying, I'm really struggling with how I should be presenting myself to market, right, to promote myself, where would I put that question, and how would it be handled within the community? So just walk me through that, because I think it would be important for me as a new person to a community to sort of say, well, how do I just get my stuff out there and get the help I need? Where would it start? Would I just show up? You tell me. How do you see it working?
So you've got two options: the discuss and grow and the growth sessions. So the growth sessions is where we do the peer coaching. So you can have that, and that's where the coach will be able to coach you through this. The discuss and grow session is then, say you've come with this issue and the three of us are here. Well, this is where we would ask you some questions. What have you done?
Yep.
How are you presenting yourself? You know, all this stuff. Now, you may then want to show us, we may ask, okay, so you said you've got a website. Show us your website. Let's have a look. How can we support? You know, would you like our feedback on that? So, and that's quite nice, because you're going to get three different perspectives. We could look at your website and turn around and say, well, actually, how your website makes me feel, I'm a little bit confused, or the colors are, you know. So
Perfect.
This is how we can have that. Now, another option would be to post it. You could post that question. The feedback that you get when you post a question, rather than showing up and having that conversation, is diluted. You don't know what that person's thinking. You don't know what they've seen. You don't know what space they're in. There's so many, you know, variables. Also, people will take the time to help and support you after that meeting if you show up. And Wendy will abide to this. How many times, Wendy, have we done a growth session or discuss and growth session, and things have come up, and then we've reached out? I've had an 11 o'clock at night meeting or a 7 o'clock in the morning meeting on a Saturday to support those that have shown up.
Absolutely. That's when collaboration and community kicks in, because you're not just getting advice from one person. You can explore multiple ones. You can get tips on what works for different people. Might want to rock up for one of the growth sessions to actually explore what's important to me in terms of how, you know, what are my values around selling? Because people buy from people they like. We know, I'm with you, Maxine, I don't like being force-fed stuff, and I don't like being hounded on LinkedIn. So it's finding the right approach for that person in that space, I think. And where's their target audience? You know, what kind of communities are they in? How can they reach them? So if they're targeting mums, are there some mum groups? Are there some PTA meetings happening? You know, it depends.
And that's why I brought that one up, because that one is it takes a village, doesn't it? When I'm going out looking for answers that way, first of all, I'm blinkered and biased. Whereas if I'm in a community like the, CSC International, I'm going to hear from tenured coaches who've had some success in what they're doing, in marketing what they're doing, and also being able to explain why. And then also asking me appropriate questions to figure out, well, that may be what worked for me, but let's talk about who you are and what might work for you. Because that's a whole different kettle of fish, isn't it? I mean, I'm sick of hearing the 10 steps to make, 6-figure revenue. I mean, come on. It's old. It doesn't work that way. So I brought it here to kind of as a question, because I think it demonstrates beautifully what resides here and the different avenues and access to people that can exist, and how you can use and benefit. Because I don't know one place, one space where I could actually ask that question and feel that there were so many different avenues to get the support that I'm looking for. Because I would go off on a rabbit hole, spending money, reaching out to people, and get completely confused by the end of a week as to what am I gonna do?
Yeah.
Thank you for answering that. I just wanted to kind of, plus as well as helpful for me.
And I think it ties in nicely, Donna, to what you were sharing earlier on, about the price. People pay thousands and thousands of dollars for a business coach, for one person that has only done what they've done, where you have an opportunity to open up and get the wealth of knowledge through your team coaches, through everybody who's interacting in there. As Wendy mentioned, that power of community. People can come and pay one of us $3,000, but they're only going to get our perspective, our view. But they join your community for a fraction of the cost. They're going to get a wealth of knowledge from absolutely everybody. And it's the willingness to share and grow together that I really love CSC International, well, Dubai and now International for. So, and I really want to take my hat off to you for that, Donna, because you really encourage that.
Thank
I
you.
see it most valuable for, if I think back to my steep learning curves when I was getting into the coaching space, I learned by trial and error, by making mistakes, it took me a long time to work out what worked for me. So that's why I said earlier, where were you 15 years ago, Donna? I needed you then. But I still need you now because things change, things are different. Things like Instagram and TikTok didn't exist back in the day. So,
Internet didn't operate back in our day, Wendy. What are you talking about?
Yes,
I don't think I've talked to a coach yet who hasn't wasted money in trying to chase what they think they need. Me personally, I've spent over $4,000 just this year, which was a complete waste, and I had to cut off. That's $4,000 that I could have put to some additional business courses, some additional marketing for myself, some administration help. I could have, in Donna's words, better spent that money. So for this community to be at the price that it is, it's a bargain, people. It's a bargain.
Exactly.
And I just want to caveat that. No, sorry, Donna, you go. No, sorry.
No, please go.
I just want to caveat what we're saying there, because we're not saying that, business people out there aren't bad. There's no good business coaches or mentors, but at least join a community where people have gone there, done that. We can recommend people that are good, that are going to help them, that is not going to rob them, as you mentioned, Maxine, the 10 steps to 6 figures. We can actually recommend someone who's actually got the knowledge to help. This person helped me and it cost me this much. We can still have that conversations. It's just making sure we help protect people from falling into them scams that seem to really be picking up in our industry.
Yeah, and can I just turn around and say, I'm not shy coming forward with regards to things like this. So if there were some coaches who came together and said, look, we want support with this. Okay, let's bring it up in a discuss and grow. Who do we know that's in the room that has been good at marketing, okay, I will reach out to them. I will see if one of them can come and do either a webinar or a focus clinic where they can give you 5 tips or what have you. And then at least then you can have a touch and go with that person. You can ask them those questions. You can see how they're delivering beforehand. So that's good for that person because they will get clients. It's also good for the community because you can try, kind of, before you buy, which you're entitled to. So that's the other thing. And one of the other things that I would like to, definitely once the numbers start growing, is having those days for those webinars. At the moment, it's going to be the CSC team. But the CSC team coaches, we're going to be in, some of the growth sessions, discuss and grow. It's like bringing in the other members and saying, shall we collaborate? Let's do a webinar together. Or I will, invite them to do a 3 coaches, 1 topic. I mean, there are different stipulations, obviously, for 3 coaches, 1 topic. But also, there may be some coaches that will get together and say, you know what, I've got a program that I want to deliver, but I'm not 100% happy. Okay, well, let's set up a day. Let's get a couple of other coaches who can, participate in your workshop, and we can give you that feedback. And then when you launch it, providing obviously that you're legal and licensed and all that other stuff, then that's where you will get our feedback. And we can share it on LinkedIn. We can share it on Instagram as well. So you have those resources. But again, if you don't show up and participate for others as well as for yourself, then that's not going to happen. So,
yeah.
I have a fabulous opportunity to trial an NLP based NLP for coaches. I think it was, but just in terms of the content, because I'm great at coming up with, we can do this and this and this and this. And then what you actually have time for is just a fraction. So I remember that session, Donna, and we did go over time for those who are happy to stay, but it really helped me in terms of, okay, I really need to trim back. And in terms of that specific workshop that I was preparing for, it was so useful. I'd rather do that in a safe space with a community who are going to give me that feedback than when I'm sort of direct in front of a client. So yeah, that was truly valuable.
But it also helps those that aren't confident, may have fantastic content, and they still haven't found their rhythm. They still haven't found their voice of how to deliver. And by attending, and this is what I didn't understand with regards to all the workshops we delivered in Dubai, and so many coaches didn't turn up, and I'm getting all these private messages. Oh, I don't know how to deliver. Can you do this? Can you do that? I'm like, come to the workshops. Watch these coaches that are delivering their handouts, what they bring, how they start, the middle, the end, the eye contact, the tone of voice, what they're wearing. Analyze all this. This is up to you to come. And,
and it's a beautiful win-win situation, because people get to attend and learn so much from NLP workshops, whatever that person's got to learn. They're getting to experience that for free as well as give the feedback. So there's going to be a lot of knowledge and growth by just participating in there to learn and share. So really beautifully win-win situation.
Yeah, absolutely. You pick up on the technology they use. If they're using PowerPoint or they're using Canva, how are you delivering your presentations? Where did you get that graphic from? Where did you get that overlay? You have that opportunity to ask those questions to those coaches. And this is why this is going to be very in-house, because it is for those that have shown up. Paul, you're very much like me. This isn't about bums on seats. This is about quality. This is about the right mindset of those that want to be in that community, and for us to grow and form those relationships that transcend outside of coaching, which we all need.
I think this concept, I'm so glad we're having this discussion in this way, Donna, because this concept, this collaborative space, this ability to, the win-win, and really, step our games up within the coaching community. It's so different that I think this helps explain the vision behind it. It's, when you try and put it out on paper, or, look at this and read this and blah, 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 it doesn't come across like we have just had this wonderful, or doing this wonderful conversation. So for me, it's the concept of it is so deep that it's different. It's just different. There's nothing else out there really like this. So that comprehension is very important. That is what I hope people get from this, is comprehending what the vision is, what the purpose of it is, and more importantly, what it isn't. Because it's not cheeks on seats. It's not about, I can sell X amount of this because you've all signed up to X.
And that's what I said for CSC Dubai as well. It was very much, I had so many coaches reaching out to me, asking me basically to try and get them jobs. This, if you're showing up as a professional coach, you're more than capable of getting your own clients. What we are here is to support you, the coach, and support the person behind the coach. Because we're all going to have days where we are overwhelmed, overloaded, imposter syndrome. Sometimes we've got, we have our shit together, and other days we're like, oh my God, what happened? Where am I? This is horrendous.
And those ethical dilemmas that come up, because they're real time. Those happen, right? Those happen real quick, and you have to react quickly too. So you may have somebody come in in front of you that you've brought an issue that you've never really had to. They've kind of blown your mind a little bit, and you're really not quite sure whether that's what do you do next? What do you do next? Right? And you handle it because you're a professional, and you know enough, and you're certified, and you've got enough wherewithal to handle it. But it's going to be on your mind. You're going to question that. You're going to wonder whether you could have done something better or different, or what follow-up you should now do, right? Bring it here. Bring it here.
Exactly.
You need that. So actually it leads me to a question. I hope it's okay and appropriate. But as certified and accredited coaches, depending on whatever body you are in, we have to be supervised. We need to be to maintain our accreditation and the professional quality of the work that we do. Now, I know that this isn't a training school. CSC International is not like for training. But I've been asked, and I kind of thought about it myself, supervision, access to supervisors, getting to know them, the person that I would like to be supervised by, their accessibility, their qualifications, so on and so forth. Does this community kind of offer the opportunity to kind of seek out supervisors?
There are Paul and Lawrence Brown are qualified to do that. Again, that would be additional, but this is something that we can cover within a Discuss and Grow or in a focus clinic or a webinar to give that support. Again, it's one of those things that you bring to the table, and Wendy may know of. You may want an AC supervisor or an EMCC or someone close to you in Florida or somebody close to you in Bangladesh, or so this is where we can put our feelers out as well and try to support you with that information. But all that will be additional, and that is, I think that emphasis is on the coach for that professional development outside of CSC. But
makes total sense. Yeah.
So Paul, is there anything that you'd like to add to that?
No, I think you covered that well. I think the important thing to note is, Maxine mentioned the different organizations that we're with, self-regular organizations. So obviously, if you're looking for an ICF supervisor, you have to bring in ICF supervisors, EMCC. I Coaching Minds, we're EMCC accredited. So I couldn't, if anybody's looking for an ICF supervisor, I couldn't supervise them if they want the hours with the ICF. I can only do it with people who are looking for the EMCC. But we have connections, as you mentioned, Donna, we can make that happen. And also it's something we can look at the future. If you've been coaching for some years and you've established a good practice and you're looking to go into the role of supervision and to become accredited supervisor, that's something also, Donna, obviously we have a conversation about that, but something we can implement further down the line.
Great, because I know it's it's on that checklist of us as coaches, right? Yeah. Working professionally, it's on there of the things we.
When looking for coaches and supervisors, we always want to go with somebody's personal recommendations or somebody that we know, rather than trailing through Google and finding somebody that you have no clue. So that's
exactly.
Of having.
Yeah, because if you get to know me, you're going to know the kind of supervisor that would work well with me, right? So I would lean towards your references.
Yeah.
You don't know who's coming into the community.
Yeah.
So it could be somebody coming into the community who is qualified to be a mentor or a supervisor, and we just don't know about it. So until that information is disclosed, then that sort of thing is where, I will have a conversation with that person and say, is this something that you would be prepared to offer? Maybe, discounted, do a small group or one-to-one specifically for CSC International. So, there's, again, as we grow, there's going to be more options as well. So, yeah,
Sorry, I keep jumping at the wrong time. No, I was just going to say, and that's one thing that you're really wonderful at doing as part of CSC Dubai and now at CSC International, is those connections and the networks and connecting people together with what they need. I know you've brought Coaching Minds speakers before. You've connected me with a lot of people. You kept me with Wendy and Maxine and a lot of other great people. I think that's really one of your big strengths, and one of the big things that I really love about CSC is the connections that you facilitate and bring together. They're really powerful, and everyone that I've connected with has been really wonderful people. So I just want to say thank you for that, and just highlight that that's a really key point for CSC. Whether it's a supervisor or someone you want to talk to, someone you want to connect with, they've been amazing connections.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I do take, I've got myself into a little bit of hot water with some wellness platforms, which sounded good at the time. And then I asked questions like, well, okay, so you would like me to refer some coaches to you, but how do you refer how do you onboard external coaches? Do you look for their licenses? Do you look for their credentials? Do you look for these things? No, we don't. Well, then I'm not going to put my name. If the coaches in the group find you from a different avenue, that's one thing, but I am not going to, suggest them to you if you are not upholding that ethical side as well. Personally, I think it should be a legal requirement that if you are going to be hiring coaches onto a wellness platform, you should have all these things in place. But maybe that's me and my ethics value going overdrive.
You raise a good point. I think the only reason I can't say only reason. You're very passionate about it because you're passionate about the quality of coaching and the competency of the coaches that are out there coaching people and let's face it, affecting people's lives. It's all about.
I was going to say it's more about the client. I think, any profession that you go into, that, you do want to be lawful and you want to be moral and you want to be ethical. That is a professional.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, I think the client has the right to feel safe and comfortable knowing that that business has checked those. And if they haven't, then they deserve everything that they get, because you are dealing with a person's mental well-being, and often charging a lot of money. But right, off that rant.
So I'm going to ask this, because I again, I love wearing the hat of the new person coming on a platform. Okay, so this probably is more for Paul to answer. The CSC International is partnered with Coaching Minds. So when I join the platform, I see that I have access to Coaching Minds and certain elements of it. Are there parts of Coaching Minds that I have access to? I mean, what bits do I get to participate in on Coaching Minds, being part of the CSC International Community?
Yep, so as part of the CSC International Community, you get access to, we have a lot of free courses that are personal development related. So we have, for example, a mental health first aid course. So anybody who's interested in just learning about the initial first aid and be able to support people initially with mental health. We have a 40 Rules of Love course for anybody who wants to take something a little bit spiritual. And if you've ever read the book, The 40 Rules of Love, there's that. And we've done a Myers-Briggs as well. So if you want to find out your Myers-Briggs and a few lessons about that, that's there. So that's tailored for people who are just looking for personal development and personal growth. And as a CSC member as well, we're working with Donna. So if you've got the right certification accreditation, and if you want to build in your programs or anything into there, there's also that opportunity through Donna as part of a CSC International member as well. So there's lots of opportunities there. Donna and myself are in and out what that exactly looks like, but we've got our doors open to Donna to help you guys grow and learn as well.
Oh, beautiful. So there's some extra sauce to be had. Nice.
Yep,
thank you. Because there's more depth and breadth than really, you know, what we've just talked about. That's kind of why I wanted to ask that question, because I think, I mean, it's all about growth, isn't it? This whole platform is about growth, growing within it and as a platform. And going along on the journey all together. So that's coaching, the beauty of coaching, isn't it? Right? Being
well, exactly. And this is where we can do those collaborations, those talks. You know, I think Paul and I have learned, you know, over the years of being selective of who we do invite into, you know, speaking arrangements and stuff. I mean, like for 3 Coaches, 1 Topic, you need to be certified or accredited or going through an accredited body for the coaching, and you know, have a legal practice, because I do not support coaches that don't have legal practices if you're accepting money. So those are some stipulations that I do have. Now, that has come across sometimes not so well with some coaches. And then when I ask them, well, are you accepting money and is it a legal business? Well, yes, I'm accepting money, but I don't have a license. Well, then, you know, I'm not promoting that. So this is where it's good that Paul and I combine together and offer these services and giving people opportunities to share their wisdom and can reach out to them straight away
and do it right. Do it right without you know, and nice and quick with support. I've
had so many opportunities, you know, in terms of visibility coming onto the 3 Coaches, 1 Topic talks, and I think it boosts my credibility as well to be selected. So I totally support Donna. If you want to get more involved and get more visibility within the community, you've got to be active within the community. Isn't it? She's not going to come knocking on your door saying, would you like to come and join me? You know, you've got to be out there and
and responsible, right? Be accountable and responsible for what you're doing as a coach, because that's what professionalism's all about. I hear you.
It's an experience you're happy to share. I mean, that's where all the juicy learning comes from.
Juicy and meaty. She's hungry. She has not eaten today. I'm just saying.
Right. We haven't got much longer.
Gravy.
It's okay. We haven't got much longer. I just want to quickly touch on some of the other things that we've got. So the focus sessions, as I said, will tend to come from our Discuss and Grow, with talking to those that have shown up, and you might say, you know what, I really would like to dig a bit deeper with somebody who has more specific knowledge and experience in that area. So it will be right there with me. How can I help and support there? Same with our webinars. I briefly said that, you know, we will get to the point where we'll bring in some of the members to maybe collaborate doing webinars, and the same with coaching minds. In the coaching room, you have got over 40 videos of coaches supporting coaches pull up a sandbag. And Pull Up a Sandbag focuses on men's mental health. So you've got over 40 episodes. There's also coaching articles that I would love people to add to as well. Again, as we go out at the moment, it's just me, sorry. But if anybody's got any, please start adding. And also what we're going to be doing once a month is we're going to be doing CSC International Spotlight, where those that participate, show up, come to sessions. I will invite you to do a 30-minute interview where we talk about you and your coaching journey. It's not about your coaching business. This is about you as a person, why you got into coaching, how have you found it, what are, you know, some of the highlights, and what are some of the challenges that you've had. So this is a really nice way to get to know you. Also on the platform, with regards to the resources, we've got administration and organizations, and these again are full of lessons and worksheets with regards to client screening, coaching forms, onboarding clients, pre-coaching assessments. There's a few there. There's also another section, surprise, surprise, called Best Practices, Ethics and Legal. That's where I really had a party. And we ended up, I've got lessons for there as well, reflective questions, and some information that will help you. And that can cover things like addressing homophobia and racism, inappropriate behavior, business licenses, working with minors. That is a big one for me as well, I'm afraid. Cultural competency, data protection, establishing standards. There's loads. There's also helplines and organizations, and that's at the presently Australia, Canada, UAE, UK, USA, and that's got support groups, all links or phone numbers. There's also a mental health awareness resource, which has got over 20 topics, and each topic has an introduction. It's got articles from like the NHS, American Psychology Association, all these things. And I've also included about 3 or 4 videos to help support. Now, this could be on abuse, addiction, dementia, insomnia, phobias, psychosis, depression, burnout. So everything, as I said, there's over 20 sort of like modules there, has those resources, but there's also a disclaimer. Whenever you're doing mental health awareness or support or what have you, this is information to make you more aware. This isn't to say you've looked at this resource, you've watched the videos, you are now in a position to diagnose, or just a disclaimer. And then there's a couple of sessions that people can't see, and that is for the CSC team. So we can do those focus groups and help with professional development. And we're looking at coaching approaches. I've got over 9 there. Some I didn't even know about. And it can be adaptive coaching, cognitive, emergence, embraining, non-directive, positive intelligence, strength, thematic, value-based. So these are all things that we can bring to our focus sessions to support you guys as well, and for us to practice. And lastly, we've got coaching modules and techniques, and this is going to be great for us to try something different, another tool in our toolkit the CLEAR model, DAISY, drama triangle, EVE, EFT, Enneagram, Fuel, Gibson reflective cycle, GROW, meta model, Oscar, PERMA, Swish. There's loads. So again, this is something we can bring to the table and say, let's go into breakout rooms, let's have a try. Is this something you'd like, you want to practice, and add to your toolkit? Now, I'm aware I've just hit 1 hour and I need a drink. It's 6:30 in Dubai. Yeah. So if anybody has any questions, please pop them into the comment section now. Or if you afterwards and you've watched this on replay, please pop it in. As we're about to sign off, does anybody have any questions? Oh, just firstly, please, if you want to watch the videos for a run through of the platform, go to my website, joyandpurposecoaching.com. There's CSC International, a dedicated page, and there's some videos on there as well. And there's also a sign-up registration sheet if you are interested in the limited offer, because that will change within the next week or so. Okay, so yeah, guys, do you have any last parting words?
This is exciting. I think this is exciting. We're so pleased to actually have the opportunity to get this out there, this concept, and have the opportunity to have a real conversation about what's behind it, why, where, how, and what you're going to be doing. So thank you for inviting me on here and allowing us all to quiz you.
Yeah, I know previously I've been asked, Wendy, what topic should we have to discuss and grow? Well, now I have a whole resource list available. Let's dive in here. Let's explore this. Let's go and unpack this. So, yeah, super excited. I'm really looking forward to the online events and meeting people.
Yeah.
The fun bit.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I just want to encourage people to sign up. I want to encourage coaches to join, because I think it's absolutely amazing. It's going to be really exciting. And for any coach that's telling himself, I've got my alumni with my school, what Donna is offering is an alumni on steroids. She's doing everything that the alumni aren't doing. She's really putting in the effort. She's really putting in the work to really make a difference, to bring people together, to bring coaches together, to connect people. So I just want to say thank you so much, Donna. And I just want to encourage people to join, because it's really wonderful what you're offering here.
Oh, thank you so much. And you do make an interesting point. The interesting thing is when you're in with your alumni, you stick with them, and you stick with the same way they teach and they go about. That's the beauty of CSC International, is that we've got those that are in ICF, EMCC, AC, all those others, and those that aren't. So we get to tap in and gain that knowledge from other people. And I think that is the most exciting thing. So look, guys, on that note, I want to thank all three of you so very much. I am super excited. I know it's going to be quiet at the beginning, which is also great because we get to play around ourselves. So but anybody that's interested, please go to my website, joyandpurposecoaching.com, or you're more than welcome to drop me an email at Donna Burfield at joyandpurposecoaching.com. It is a long email. I'm sorry. And I'm happy to answer your questions. And I look forward to seeing you and meeting you and greeting you here on the platform. So on that note, everybody have a fantastic evening, and thank you once again. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.